Hi, planner friends. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha, and I am Platypus Plans. It's been a little bit since I was able to shoot a video. You might be able to tell I'm really congested. I've been really sick for a bunch of days, way longer. I don't get sick. I don't get sick very often, and when I do, it's usually like a day or two, and then I'm fine. But this one, wow, this one put me down, and I'm still recovering. So I will try to stop whenever I feel the need to sneeze, so you don't have to listen to that. But forgive me if I clear my throat a lot. So the great thing about being sick, if there is a great thing, is that you get to catch up on a lot of videos, watching videos, consuming videos. And of course, my favorite thing is planner videos. And one of my favorite people that I subscribe to is Rachelle in Theory. And if you don't know her, she's really smart. So I don't know her background. I do feel like she works in a university, and I'm not sure on what capacity. But one of the reasons that I really like her is that she does talk a lot about the science of time management and how really to get the most out of your time and get the best schedule you can. So her video that I watched, consumed greatly, was her video about I think it was done, I want to say on New Year's Eve, possibly even New Year's Day. And it was saying, if you haven't set up your planner, don't panic. If you don't have a planner, don't panic. These are some quick things that you can do. And I was very, very impressed by some of those things. Actually, all of those things. And I did incorporate one or two things and into my planner, which I pretty much have, set up. Not to the extent that most people do. I think that a lot of people, they set up their planners and they set up their monthlies in the back pages, and they set up their trackers. And I tend not to do that because I use my back pages for in a slightly different way when I track things. And the only things that I'm really tracking right now are health and wellness, wholeness. I'm going to call it my wholeness log. I like that. My wholeness log that I keep in another week's. And it is actually this one. And this one is so cute. I do have some videos up about it if you're interested. And it starts off with really my post-menopause journey. I think I started it here, my post-menopause journey. And then now I realize that it's not just about post-menopause, it's about me as a complete person. So sorry, I just totally got sidetracked. I don't track a lot of things. So I don't do tracking in my planner. If I'm tracking a project, however, that's slightly different. Two of the things that I did, which she was talking about, and I thought they're just really smart. The first one in my notes pages was just to take. Actually, you know what? I did this before I saw the video because I felt like I really needed a way to track what's in every month, what projects I'm working towards, stuff like that, because it doesn't work in like a weekly setting. You can't see that far ahead. So I just made like quarterly pages, which is in a lot of in a lot of planners like Sterling Ink, which I also have and I also use. But works better for me. I just made quarterly pages: January, February, March, April, May, June. And it's not comprehensive, right? Like I don't have, let's see, the workshop that I'm leading. I'll tell you about that soon with Heather. That is a project, and that should go on a project planning page, maybe somewhere else, because this book I carry with me. It's actually in my clutches all the time. I leave like my project notebook at home where I can write step by step by step. Every project has sub projects and subtasks. And maybe I'll make that into a video because I don't see that a lot. And it's really, really helpful to have things broken down. I do like to break things down in a mind map situation, but that is going to be a little bit too flowy for this type of project. I think I need more like a list based chart. So I'll put that on my list of things to do, right? I also have, I'm sorry, and this continues to the, and I like the fact that it is in the front of my notes pages. Like here's the front where it says notes. Here, sorry, that's just clear sticky note. And here it is, and here quarterly, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Also, goals. And she did this. She wrote down goals, she put them on sticky notes, and she just stuck them to some pages. And each goal, of course, is its own project. So everything is a project, right? Each goal is a project, and each goal has a breakdown. And much like how Sterling Ink breaks it down, which I really like, is what am I doing daily to complete this project? What am I doing weekly towards this project? What am I doing monthly towards this project? What am I doing yearly towards this project? So, for example, this is pretty common, and I'm not afraid to show this one. I have a goal, right, to lose 10 pounds of fat and gain 12 pounds of muscle. And so, what am I doing? And it doesn't matter what order you do this in. Sorry, I can zoom you in just a little bit. Okay. And my daily is eat more protein and eat less crap. I should be more specific about it. Like I can write down when I'm ready to write down these goals, and maybe I'll never will be, but it's okay. Like I can look at it and say, okay, what does that mean? Eat more protein. That's really, really vague. Okay. What do I mean by that? Well, my goal is to eat about 100 grams of protein. I know that's excessive, but if I'm actively trying to put on muscle, meaning I'm lifting and progressively overloading my workouts, then yes, this is what I need to achieve this goal. Eat less crap. So maybe instead of eating less of something, eat more fiber, eat more vegetables. Another thing that I can do, well, let's go to weekly, right? Weekly is lift 2 to 3 times a week. Right now I'm on 2 times a week, and it's good, but it's not enough. I probably need a third day and fewer minutes, right? I tend to lift for about an hour because I'm very adamant about taking the rest time that I need. Sometimes I go a little bit over, but I find that my lifts are better when I have had a little bit more rest in between the sets. And that's really, really helpful, right? Another thing I can do weekly would be to meal plan. Make sure I always have protein in the house. Protein I can just grab because my schedule gets really hectic. I can't always eat in between clients, and sometimes I don't want to eat in between clients. If I'm at the studio, I find it a real hassle because then I have to go, brush my teeth, and I don't like brushing my teeth in like public places. Sorry, that's just one of my little quirks. Okay. And I can add to this, but I found just writing them down extremely helpful. The more clarity you can get, the better chance you have of completing your goals. And I apologize for all the sniffling. I have been blowing my nose so much that I broke a blood vessel in one nostril, and it was just a nasty flow, an endless flow of blood. So I don't want to do that again. So I'm doing a lot of little sniffles, which is really annoying to you and to me as well. All right. The other thing that I found extremely helpful, and I had never seen this before or never heard of this before, is the Eisenhower Matrix. And it's really, really neat. And the way she broke it down, I'm not going to go into a whole like science of what it is, or where it came from. Writing down on the left hand side of the page, excuse me, just a brain dump, a January brain dump. And let me go ahead and write that down. And then on the right side of the page, it's divided into four quadrants, right? And let's do this one. Do it this way, okay? So, because I find this very interesting. This is what's important. And this is not important. At the top, now if you're writing in a week's, it's going to make it, it's going to make your listing or your wording very, very small, but that's okay. I don't think I need a lot of space to do it. I don't need an 8.5 by 11 size page, although you're more than welcome to do that. I want this in my calendar, so it's got to work, right? So at the top here is, and I'll write up here, urgent. And not urgent. Now, Rachel further breaks this down here to make it very, very clear. So in this urgent and important quadrant, this is due. This is calls to action. Okay. In the not urgent but still important, right? Schedule. Now, I took this to mean, and I don't I don't think she clarified. I took this to mean schedule to do. Right? I mean, doesn't that make sense, right? Schedule to do. It does need to get done because it's still in the important hemisphere, right? It's not urgent per se. Like maybe it's not something that needs to get done immediately, but it doesn't have a deadline. Like, for example, clean off my desk, which, if you can see it, yeah, it is an important thing, but it's not super, super urgent. Now, if this desk became like so full of things that, I could not function, then that moves it into the important and urgent. If it actually keeps me from being productive, from doing the things that I need to do on a daily basis, then yes. Like, for example, like I can't even think. I had one in my head, but like I could not think of it. Let's just say I had I was thinking about getting my teeth straightened. This is not true, but I'm trying to think of like that would be as something that is important, but not super urgent. Meaning having slightly crooked teeth, misaligned teeth, is not going to keep me from eating. However, if I had a toothache and I could not eat, well, that actually affects my survival. And that was very, very drastic. I'm sorry. That was very dramatic. I apologize for that. It doesn't matter. Okay. And this I find to be a little bit more pertinent if you're doing an Eisenhower matrix for work, because I don't have this as an availability in my life. In the urgent but not important category would be, she wrote delegate. And I'm guessing that would work if you are part of a team and you have something that's urgent but not important. Let me think. I have no idea what that would be, but you might have to delegate that to somebody else. So for me, perhaps, urgent but not important. Pick up the dry cleaning that I need, that I would like. Okay, let's just say I have, this is so funny. These examples are so weird because they pertain to none of my life because I own absolutely nothing that needs to be dry cleaned. Okay. I mean, I'm in gym clothes all the time. Let's just say I had an outfit that I wanted to wear to the staff party, which is also funny because I'm not part of a staff, to a staff party tomorrow. I have other things that I wanted to wear, but I kind of really wanted to wear this particular outfit. And it's urgent because it's timely, right? But it's not important. This not wearing that outfit would not prevent me from attending the staff party. So I think of things like that. I can't even imagine what would be in here, but I guess we'll find out. Okay. And in the not urgent and not important quadrant is delete. And I'm not exactly sure what would be in that quadrant, but I get the feeling that as I do this exercise, I will find out a little bit more about that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a brain dump. Okay, so these are the things that just came off the top of my head. I really wasn't thinking about it. I'm really not considering what it is that I need. Although Rachel does say go back to your monthlies and look to see, right, what things that you need to put on here, and that will usually help you fill this. And I don't really want to fill this right now. Okay, so I'm going to take these and figure out where they belong on this side. This was actually it was interesting. This is a very interesting exercise to do because I got through about 4 or 5 of my brain dump things and I tried to get them onto this side of the page. Now, I don't think that everything is going to go on this side of the page, especially since something like delegate, I think for me, it needs to get split into a couple of different categories. Like there's some things that I delegate to, my boss. It's not for me to say create this curriculum. It is for my boss because she has the final say. And these things that are not urgent, yet still important and important to me, I have to actually schedule. And I left little arrows here to schedule when to actually sit down and do them. And there are other things that I kind of don't really want to tackle yet. For example, the thing that I really don't want to tackle is therapy because finding a therapist is so, so, so difficult. It should go into, actually, I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to put this down into my urgent and important. Thank you for holding me accountable for that. But it's going to take a while to actually find, a therapist that I feel like I can, relate to and talk with. And the other things that are, I don't know, I don't exactly know where to put them. Like, for example, what's important to me is meal planning. Um, but I feel like that actually needs to get scheduled and I need to put it into my calendar when I'm meal planning and just write what am I making? What is my menu for, say, the week, and meal preparation. That actually needs to be scheduled because I need like 1 or 2 days out of the week where I am prepping to make sure there's enough protein in the house, that, my snack is not going to be, uh, dill pickle potato chips. And that wasn't actually a random example, because I love dill pickle potato chips. They are my kryptonite. Anyway, that actually, this exercise actually allowed me to see that a lot of this stuff that's in my brain is just busy work. And one of the things I'm trying to get away from this year is that sense of busyness that actually keeps me from doing the things that are actually urgent and important. Um, for example, journaling, right? That's urgent and important, and that needs to stay on this quadrant. Whereas, I don't know, there are lots of like little things that are not being planned, and they're just in my head and they're floating around. And that's pretty much what the brain dump is supposed to be like. I can easily put in here like, oh, you know what, the things that bug me is, I want to finish that crochet project. And you know what, while it is something, right, honestly, it's neither urgent nor important. It's just because I want to finish it, because it's just been sitting in my crochet, bag for like 6 months. And it helps to get that out on this side of the page for my brain dump. Anyway, okay. So thank you for starting this exercise with me. And I'm going to keep going and work through this, because clearly I have a lot of emotional blockages when it comes to getting the things in my mind into existence, to creating them into existence. Okay. So on that note, I've got some work to do and I won't bore you with it. So if you are interested in this Eisenhower Eisenhower chart, I will be doing this every month, and hopefully as the months go on, they get a little bit more clear. This is my very first one, and I'm so glad I got to do this with you, and it brought up a lot of stuff. So thank you for being there with me. All right. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I want to hear and comment. I want to hear from you. Do you do something like this, some Eisenhower Matrix, or something that really helps you be productive? I'd love to know. Okay, so I will see you next time, and stay well. Bye.